Hi, hello. Let me get going live on Instagram. It'll just be one moment. This is my first time going live. So, hi, hello, welcome. Um, I'm live on YouTube also. This is my first time going live, so bear with me in figuring this out. I'm gonna do some card readings today. We're gonna do 1 to 2 card readings. If you would like a card pulled, you can submit a question in the chat, or on Instagram. There's like a Q&A thing. I don't like predict the future with cards. I more so do like we look at insight into something that you're working with, something you're working through. I'm an intuitive, I read energy, so I do believe that it is possible to tune into future potentials. Um, but timelines change. We have free will, so I don't personally say that I can predict something is going to happen, right? I think it's possible for everyone to tune into future outcomes, like potential outcomes. But things change, we shift timelines, um, and we make different choices, right? So things aren't always set in stone. So that's why I say that I don't make predictions. Not sure if anyone's going to show up, but still doing it anyways because I'm showing up for my business and for the people who want this. So until people show up, I'm just going to do like a general message. I'm going to do like um I'm going to pull an oracle card and we'll do some tarot, some supporting energies, just like a general message for the day. And I'm going to pull from Rebecca Campbell's new deck, the Ancient Stones Oracle. And let's just see what our message is for today. Okay. Lay it on the altar. Hand it over, soften, surrender, forgive. Show this camera, this camera. Cool. Yeah, okay. I am really picking up on the forgiveness aspect. It feels like a recognition that everyone is on their own journey, on their own path, their own spiritual destination, so to speak. It's like everyone's soul has a different, I don't want to say job, but like mission, right? Like we all have different soul missions and there are multiple missions within our own lifetimes and everyone is doing the best they can, but it's also this understanding that like being a human is messy. Things aren't always going to go as planned. And it's kind of like this acceptance that is needed in understanding like the messiness of being human, of being alive. And to release it, right? It says lay it on the altar. It's like surrender it to source, God, whatever you call it, surrender it to your guides, right? Your divine spirit team, and let them like assist you and handle whatever it is that you're struggling with that you can't figure out, right? Because sometimes, oh man, sometimes we really, really try to just like think something to death and figure it out. And like our minds are very useful tools, but sometimes they can work against us. um, and we need to like be aware of that, right? And we need to allow our intuition to come through to to help guide us, right? And to tune into our spirit team to help guide us. So if we can release like the things that we are trying really, really hard to like figure out how to work with, it can bring some relief. So let's get some supporting energies here from the tarot. And I had some cards fall out. Okay, we have the 8 of Wands, the Five of Wands. I feel like there's another card that was meant to come with this. And the Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. So we had the Eight of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles both came up in the monthly energy reading for November. If you haven't watched that, it's available on my YouTube channel. It was really kind of some interesting energies that came through. So we have the Eight of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. And it feels like, yeah, it's kind of like, like the Seven of Pentacles, it is patience. It is, I mean, even in this image, he looks very like he's contemplating, right? He's reflecting on what he's done and, connecting that with this, like, this idea of understanding what it is to be human. And what that looks like, because we have like the Five of Wands here, which has this like kind of, it can be like conflict energy. It can be a bit combative. It can be maybe like hard, like just kind of the energy of something being hard to work with, right? Interesting. And then the Eight of Wands. Let me tune in just a little bit more here. I'm really feeling this allowance coming through, like this willingness to allow things to unfold as they are meant to, things like allowing things to happen as they are meant to, and to release some of the force and like the struggle and the strife, right? Like almost coming into this like the observer, right? If you're familiar with mindfulness, the mindfulness principle of being the observer, of not getting like caught up in whatever it is that's happening around you or within you, really. Like your emotions, your reactions, like not getting caught up in your thinking and letting it kind of sweep you away and take you out of the present moment, like being the observer and like taking that into like your life as a whole, right? Like how can you be a witness to your life? How can you observe your life? Um Also, in the moment by moment way as well, of but that is practice in mindfulness of being in the now moment. How can you incorporate being the observer into your life, right? Interesting. Okay, let's pull another oracle card here. This is another Rebecca Campbell deck. I'm really into her decks. It is the Starseed Oracle. The Cosmic Heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Here's this and this. And again, it is another theme that came up in the monthly energy reading. It wasn't this card, but it was from another deck. There was this like heart opening energy, or like it was something, I think it was something about like the cosmic heart. Because there is this heart opening that's happening as a collective. We're going through this transformation, this transition, and I know that it's like hard to see that with the world being what it is right now. But sometimes things have to, like, we have to see the shadow, right? We have to see the darkness in order for us to really connect with our hearts in a like true and powerful way. Maybe not, I don't know, that's not phrased the way that I think I want to phrase it. It's more like because we have access to connect with our hearts um, at any moment, at any time. Hi, Danielle. I'm new too. This is my first time doing this. I'm good, thanks. How are you doing? I'm doing card readings. I'm pulling a 1 to 2 like cards to address questions that you have. I was just doing kind of a general reading right now. I was talking about the collective heart opening that we're going through. If you would like to have a card pool. You can ask for like a general reading, or if you have like something specific that you want to work through, that you're working through right now, if you want to pull some cards around that, we can do that. Or if you want to just listen to me talk about the the cards that I have in front of me, we can do that too. So, um yeah, it's like, okay, cool. What are you studying? Danielle. And also, I shared this at the beginning. Obviously, you weren't here, but I don't like claim to make predictions. I do believe it's possible to tune into future potentials. So I do like to pull some cards around like where you're at now with it, and like the potentials that could come through with it, because it really is like up to us to decide how we want to work with the energy, right? So I can definitely pull some cards around where you're at and like the potentials that could come through with your studying and your future. So you're doing clinical social work. That's cool. I love that. We need more people. So let's tune in here. Okay, had a card fall out. Had a couple cards fall out. It was the Sun. We have the Sun and we have the Seven of Wands. And tuning in here, like the Seven of Wands, I am feeling it feels mm, like a conflict, I guess. It feels like, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'm also a student. I'm studying neuroscience, and I want to help in those areas too. So tuning in here, I'm feeling like, yeah, it feels like almost, I mean, this card is so much resistance, but it came with the Sun, right? And the Sun has so much hope with it. It has like this like playfulness energy, and I'm feeling like this desire to bring that through in your work. Do you want to work with kids? Because I'm feeling that a little bit. Um, and it feels like, it feels like, I don't know, maybe like inconsistency or confusion. I'm going to pull another card here to get some more clarity about this Seven of Wands. I don't want to work with kids either. And the Four of Cups. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the Four of Cups speaks to so much like opportunity, right? Like we have opportunities that we can connect to. It feels like it feels like the need to get really aligned in what you want personally, like what you want your life to look like in your personal life as well, not just with work, because that will like guide you into figuring out how you want to do this work. Oh, yeah. I was thinking that today. If you decided to what? Hi, Zachy. And then I pulled the Three of Swords as well. I wanted to get a little bit more clarity here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that can be challenging for sure. Especially like at that age, you know? That could be, yeah, that could be what I was picking up on. Um, cool, another student here. Yeah, I'm working with Danielle right now, and then I can pull some cards for you. Um, it does feel like having that information now, it does feel like maybe that's what I was picking up on with the kid energy. That happens a lot to me. I feel like when I pull cards for something specific, for someone, it's like other messages kinda come through in other areas that are working on that they're, like, working with right now. But in terms of, like, your future work, how much longer until you're done with school, Danielle? Um, it really does feel like, the 3 of Swords here as well. It's like I do, like, feel, like, the passion and the importance that this has for you, and I feel this really strong, like, urge for you to get out there and, like, help people, um, and I think that there are so many ways that you could do that, right? Like, definitely in a future clinical practice, but it also feels like something maybe out of, like, the traditional path. Yes, Brandon, I'm pulling some cards for someone else right now, and then I will get on to some other people. Welcome. It feels like maybe there's something that's a little bit like out of the traditional path. Oh, very cool. That's awesome. Congratulations on almost being there. Um, yeah. Does that help at all? Maybe considering that like there is maybe something alternative for you to do in addition to, like, having a clinical practice that is, like, a little bit more working with the community in a different way, maybe even doing something like being in the online space. It feels a little bit like making your own way, right? Um, but it feels like just, like, limitless opportunities because there is such a need for the work that you're gonna be doing. So I definitely I definitely feel like there are just a lot of opportunities for you to do that work. Okay. I'm gonna move on to Zachy. And just to let you guys know, I don't really do predictions. I tune into the energy of what you're working with and we can see like potential outcomes. Um So we can tune into like where you're at with this exam. Um, are you in college? What are you studying? Um, and we can see maybe like what it is you need in order to have a little bit more success in this class that you're studying for. Yeah, that is really hard to work with, Danielle. I understand that. It's been a challenge for me too. Um with my own personal health journey, I've been I mean, almost 20 years now, I've been dealing with my own personal mental health journey. It took a while before I found some professionals that could actually help me, but I have a really good support team now. So, yeah, it is challenging. Unfortunately, it is a little bit of like trial and error um, with with finding the right practitioners with people that can actually help. Okay. Just completed college, preparing for exam to get into some degree college. Cool. Okay, so for you, Zachy, I did pull the devil card, and don't worry, it's not as bad as you think. This card feels like tuning into it. It feels like distractions. It feels like a lack of like. It almost feels Let me pull another card. Let me pull another card and get some more information on this devil card. The Four of Cups. This card also just came out for Danielle. And like this card, it can be like a resistance to seeing what's available to you, what's in front of you. Like the opportunities are here, right? Like they're there, they're literally being handed to you. But like, I mean, look at this guy's demeanor. He's a little pouty, which I relate to. He's a little bit like, I don't know, like I don't want this, right? Like this isn't what I want. Like it feels like there's like a disconnect there. Um yeah, let me pull another card here. And the 10 of Swords. Yeah, I feel you, Danielle. Yeah. So again, really grateful that you are going into the field that you're going into to help change that. That's why I'm doing it too, because there are a lot of issues in the healthcare system that need to be addressed, and it's so hard to navigate. So this 10 of Swords, Zaki, this is the completion energy. Again, this looks like a daunting image. It's actually not as bad as you think. It's pretty good. It's the completion. It's feeling this like doneness with something, like you're ready to move on, but maybe there's some confusion because you said you're applying to like go into another college. And it feels like, I don't know, this completeness, this doneness. What are you thinking, Zaki? Hi, how are you? I'm live on YouTube too, so I'm like focused down here. I don't know how long you've been here. Working with some people down here. I'm pulling cards. I'm working with someone right now, pulling some cards for them. And then if you want some cards pulled, I can pull some cards for you too. You guess you're just like distracted and a bit less focused. Yeah. So let's take a look at like what you can do to get some more focus, right? Like how can we release the distractions? How can we get you some more focus? Oh, you can stay on Instagram. That's fine. Yeah. This is my first time streaming live, so I'm trying to figure it all out. At first it was going good, but I don't know what was going wrong. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's tune into like what we can do to release the distractions to get more focus. The Queen of Swords. This feels like this card represents boundaries so much. It feels like boundaries within yourself, maybe. Like maybe you aren't sticking to your commitments a little bit. Maybe you need to bring in a little bit more structure and discipline. This is coming from someone who also struggles with that. I need to take my own advice. But this card is very much boundaries. Maybe there are people in your life that are kind of distracting you from doing what you need to do. But yeah, it's like I'm feeling this need to kind of make a plan also. Like get clear on like how you can actually do the studying and the work and the things you need to do in order to like get the grades that you want, right? Like it feels like very, very practical here. Yeah. Yeah, it could be like people distracting you, but also like, do you have a community of people that you, yeah, me too, that you like can study with? Are you like in an online school or do you have an in-person school? Because if so, like that might be something to look into, is like maybe a study group, like working with other people online. Yeah. Maybe there are some options to connect with people at your school. I know that I'm in an online class right now, and we have like an online forum for one of my for my online class. Yeah, that can be challenging. So definitely if you can't like connect with other people to do some work, then like definitely, set your boundaries, get a structure going, get a schedule going, like put it in your calendar of when you're going to study and like do that. And as I say that, I'm going to do that too. I really need to do that. So thanks for being here so I can like get some advice for me too. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Annie, if you're still there, I can pull a card for you. I'm not sure if you're still there. Oh, sorry. There was someone else. I'm streaming on Instagram too, Zachy. And so there was someone else that was on there. I wanted to see if they wanted a card. But if anyone else who's here would like a card, definitely put it in the chat.